the computer bot will line up dialogue to make sure you're on track.
Right.
Well, in the High School Musical one, all of the dialogue lineups are during songs, and so the robot is horribly singing these lines, and it's fantastic.
That's great.
Fair warning, we're streaming now.
All right.
Hey.
Hello, Internet.
Hello.
To all the people not watching.
But it saved
One
prosperity.
No, never one day.
One day they're all going to come flooding in and you're going to say, my God, we did it.
I'm going to say, my God, what's wrong with you people?
Don't you have anything better to do?
Well, Sean, you'll be proud. I broke down.
Oh, you got yourself something fancy. And here I am using my piece of garbage.
I can't see anybody.
Yeah, I just had to restart.
I can't see you. Now I can see
Now
you.
I can see.
There we go.
I got to plug mine in.
So what kind did you get?
Hey, look at that.
It's the MXL 990.
Okay, those are a bunch of
Right.
words I don't know.
MXL 990. It's a cardioid. It's basically if you search like affordable cardioid microphone, it's at the top of the list.
Found it.
Was that a Merry Christmas to yourself kind of gift?
Part me and part my wife. Yeah, got it for me.
That's awesome.
I took care of
That's so
buying some
sweet.
of it, and then I gave her some other stuff to buy for it too. So
Everyone's going to be on good mics, and then we're going to start working on lighting.
I feel like I'm
Lighting.
probably going to be the last one in that.
What are you talking about?
When I talk about lighting, I will call out names, and I will give everyone so much shit if you let me stand on this soapbox for much longer.
Oh, hey man, is my ceiling fan not good enough for you?
And Jeff, you are the worst.
we get to watch his rotate.
It's so good. Look at that.
It sits right above
See how
your
fast that
face,
shit's going?
and it's
Hey,
just
man.
completely impossible to see you.
It's
For
an
my job-
action background.
For my job, when I do testing, we use stuff like fans and things to make sure that video feeds are not like skipping in any fashion.
I'm not in my studio. Obviously, I'm mobile currently, so I get a
Where
pass.
are you?
I'm in the guest room.
So all that talk about calling all of us out, and you're on the shitty connection.
Yes, absolutely. Hi, I'm a hypocrite. Nice to meet you.
Hi, hypocrite.
You are the one that looks the worst today.
Yes, except for my sexy face, of course.
That we can't see
freshly
because
shaved.
it's so dark.
I can't do good lighting in here. It's just not possible. I have so many fucking lamps, and I have a ring light and a clamp light all over my office.
Honestly, I'm just happy that I started doing the blur the background thing so that people don't see my nasty ass office.
We like your nasty ass office.
I was like,
never
what
thought
do you
of it nasty.
mean? It's perfectly fine.
You guys did a good job with remodeling that office.
We did. It's just, constantly tornado wreck. I've been working on clearing off my desk though, so I can actually have a place to put my art stuff.
Right on. That was some good art, by the way. It's
Thank you.
legit.
Oh, and the MomoCon panel I may be running is going to be how to make art with dollar store supplies.
There you go.
Sweet.
Nice. How to hobble some
You're-
stuff together from nothing.
Cheap
How to
asses
make art
do
with
art.
trash. Alex said, "Yeah."
Legit.
How is my
Yes.
How is my background audio, by the way?
You're fine.
Sounds fine now.
You're fine.
No screaming children today.
So this is. Yeah,
Do
they're
what you
both
need to
being
do
quiet.
is you need to bring a full trash can into the panel and then just turn it over onto the table and just be like, today we're gonna learn art.
Behold, do art.
And then when everybody's shocked that, you just pull out regular supplies. Just ignore the trash sitting on the panel or on the table for the entire panel.
And just leave it for someone to clean up.
Yeah, there you go.
Just walk out.
Oh, you puppy.
Done.
Oh,
Aw. Here, I'll be right back.
So this is super exciting. Picked Caleb up from his dad today because he went to his visit and found out that they took him to Chuck E. Cheese and didn't make him wear a mask multiple times over the past week, and now he has a cough and a sore throat.
Uh-oh.
So, and they did not warn me about any of this. It was while we were on the way home. He started coughing. He's like, "Yeah, I've been coughing for a few days and I don't feel good." I'm like, "Great." So now I have to like run out and find tests and things before he can go back to school.
Yeah, my sister and her nephews came in for Christmas. I haven't even met one of them because of the pandemic, because he's just over a year old now. And like the day before they get in for me to see him, I find out one of the family members I had Christmas dinner with tested positive for COVID.
Oh
I'm like,
no.
are you kidding me? So I had to like rearrange all sorts of schedules and tell my sister, like, I'm probably not going to get to see you or the nephews.
And this strain that's going around is like supposed to be milder, but it's super contagious. Like everyone I know who has it has been vaccinated with boosters.
Well, that's part of why it's being reported as being more mild, is because a lot of people are vaccinated. So a lot of the people that are at risk that have been getting it have some level of protection against it. But at the same time, it is all over the place.
Well, I don't leave the house.
I try to use that as an excuse.
We had two.
It
We had
worked
two
for
people at the
almost
office
2
that
straight
tested
years.
positive.
Yeah, I swear every week somebody on my floor at work, I get an email, which is fine with me because I never go in. So, like, glad I'm not there because
The only person I ever see is my direct boss in person, and that's it.
Yes, but I have to see and touch everyone in the city.
I've never been to my office. Ever.
It is a place that allegedly exists
It might. I don't know.
somewhere.
It's like an hour and a half away. I think. Supposedly.
That's awesome. You got the job remotely. You started working remotely. You just never.
I've never
Never
had to
saw
go in
the
there. They
people.
interviewed me on Zoom, and that was it.
That's awesome. One of the people in my office that tested positive was standing in my doorway for a moment. I was like, "Great, that's a good thing we've been wearing masks." Like, basically, my office is in the very back of the office down a long hallway, so I've just been like quarantining. I keep the door closed. If anybody comes in, I pop a mask on. It's like,
Should
yeah,
prop a
y'all
chair
just
against the
stay
door.
out there.
Like jam it like
Hey,
it's
do you
a
wanna
zombie
come out and eat?
apocalypse.
I mean, basically, it's
See,
locked, so nobody can just walk in.
on the other side of things, one of my partners that tested positive, we were giving each other hugs and stuff because we always do that. We're all attached at the hip, and did that on Thursday, and then Sunday or Monday, he was like, "Yeah, so I got COVID," but that was a couple weeks ago now.
Well, it's good you didn't get it. Okay. Enough COVID talk.
all right.
Time to get killing.
We
Yeah.
might not kill things. Unlikely, but possible.
There's always a
I don't
chance.
know. I distinctly remember not killing something last time, so I feel like today we're due to kill something.
If the DM
right, now-
says it's time to get killing, then we're probably gonna do some killing.
Yeah, you need to kill everyone in this bar.
Level 2. Let's kill everybody. All right.
They
This
gave
this
us
won't go.
drugs. Why would
This
we
won't go
kill
south.
them?
These
I was
people
about
look
to say.
different.
Do I have the 3 correct people marked as the consumers of the illicit crystal meth?
I remember I took a lot.
The contraband.
The-
Balcom is enjoying his time out of solitude, so I'm pretty sure I probably partook.
Didn't I smash my forehead against all of it?
Yeah, you did. Actually, I have a note there that says that you have the worst effects because you consume the most.
It was absolutely an accident. Oops.
Accidentally on purpose. God, what is that movie? What's that movie where there's like a bunch of powder on the table and the guy like slams his head into it?
Face, right?
Can't remember. Hobo with a
Scarface.
shotgun. That's what it is. It's Hobo with a shotgun.
Yeah, just like that.
That's exactly what happened.
That's a lot of blow. That's a lot.
Elmo.
He said Elmo. Look, Elmo's got some sugar. Look at that. But he's also got an apple and some bananas.
Yeah. Big.
Healthy eating is important.
Yeah.
The gift has to exist.
Anyway,
Oh, no.
Now, Taylor, now you
He
can tell
says-
people that you have influenced a toddler.
As
No,
a
man,
former K
it's
through
sugar and
12
health-
teacher, yeah, I have influenced a lot of toddlers.
Oh, that's kind of terrifying.
Isn't it?
That's cool. Were you a good teacher?
That's rude.
You know,
That's rude.
some would say I wasn't, but what is a good teacher if not some of the parents hate you?
He did say former teacher,
That's
so
This is also true.
but that
Okay.
probably has as much to do with the kids as it does.
The former teacher has to do everything with the fact that I moved from Georgia to Texas and didn't feel like trying to get a teaching license out here. Anyway, what are we doing?
So y'all, everybody went and slept over in the North Look Inn after 3 of the 5 party members consumed a strange substance called Oral's Bite from Scramsax, the
Fancy.
shady ass tavern keeper, or innkeep, whatever you're gonna call him. And everybody's stumbling out of the room. Well, everybody who consumed the drugs
So
is
this
stumbling out of the room.
so this drug
No-
is a depressant then, right? Not a make me crazy.
No, it's not going to make you crazy, but you are extremely cold. You're still cold. It feels like you were outside for an extended period of time and just the bare ass cold. Even now, it's still cold. It's not quite as bad as it was last night after the initial effects wore off. You're not just like teeth chatteringly cold, shivering, can't get warm, but you can still feel it. You know, like that tingly feeling that you get.
So, are we waking up and leaving the bedroom?
Yes.
Okay. I've taken all
Unless
of
you
the
guys-
comforters and blankets and wrapped them around me, and I'm walking around with them draped on me.
Okay. So you look like some kind of blanket monster.
Some sort of, yes, blanket
Maybe-
monster. That's a good way to describe that.
Dwarf. The as you walk out of the door, it is now morning, so there are people in the bar.
In the bar?
Most everybody stays indoors. Yeah, well, in the tavern, the inn, most everybody stays indoors around here, so it's not like people are outside. They tend to flock to like social areas,
Are they still drinking?
and
So are we back in the
They are
common
drinking.
room?
you're back in the common room. And you walk out and you see a couple of guards seated at a table with a dude wearing one of those shirts with his chest out. He is definitely not dressed for the weather.
With his chest out.
Is he? Is
I
he
He's got
walk
his
up to
chest
him
hair,
and ask
you know.
him if he gets cold.
Really?
ask him if his name is
Okay.
Gaston.
I'm going to walk up to him and ask him if he gets cold. Pardon me, sir. I'm curious whether you or not you get cold.
He stops talking to the. He was talking with the guards, but he just kind of looks over at you and he says, "Well, no, I actually don't ever get cold. I was born on midwinter. I've got the blessing of the Frost Maiden."
Well,
Well, that's
we got
pretty
some
neat.
Shit for you.
What if I told you there was a way you could feel cold?
Oh, are you talking about the Arl's Bite that Scramsax sells?
Yeah,
Glances
man.
over at the guards and winks.
Probably. I don't know. I'm new to the area. I was just
I-
having fun last night.
We plead the fifth. Seeing that there are guards there, we plead the fifth. And
Oh
we're
no
gonna
no
shut
no
the fuck
no!
up.
Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. They're fine.
Nope, shut the
Yeah,
fuck
no,
up.
that's
Shut the fuck up.
is that what you're saying to him?
That's what I'm saying to welcome.
You're like elbowing him. It's like, dude, shut up.
So anyhow,
Um,
when we were doing all these illegal drugs,
He says, no, don't worry, they're fine. Everybody's fine here. We're all good. Yeah, no, that's the good shit. You probably want to do some more of that, don't you? And he looks back over his shoulder at Scramsex. He says, yeah, just go talk to him. Tell him that your boy Cephix sent you. Give you some on the house.
Cephix, you say?
Yeah.
Pleased to
Cephix
make your
Caltro.
acquaintance, Cephix.
Nice to meet you.
My name is
He
Balcom.
reaches out and Falcom. And your friends? Actually, I don't recognize any of you. I've been around the block a bit, and I definitely have not seen any of you around town.
But we're not from this block
Kind of
or any
pauses.
block or any block around here, for that matter. We're from out of town.
This is the next day, right?
Yeah.
Yes, this is the next day. I like that you're putting on your beard. Anybody else has their beard on?
My beard broke. I got to sew the strap.
Mine's sitting in my lap.
I figured if nobody else is gonna do it, I'm not gonna wear the cape. We established that we're all dwarves.
Hey, I finally
Kinda
got my
pauses
beard
and
in. I'm
looks at
gonna
it.
wear it.
I know.
Yeah.
Just wear it a couple times,
Absolutely.
I'll join
please.
you.
We'll get back to it.
Are we doing beards? Man, I just got down again. I'll be right back.
I'll have to get an eye patch or something.
Yeah.
It's easier to do than the cape.
Why is the cape not easy to do?
It's my Halloween cape, and the button is broken on it, so it's got just like a safety pin. So I have to like finagle it on. It's obnoxious.
So I know you can't see it, but I
And
have this. I have this one strap that's supposed to like rebrace on my head, and it just snapped the other day.
Piece of shit.
Well, I mean, paid $10 for it, so I got what I paid for.
Buy cheap, you get cheap.
Yeah, basically.
We'll wait on Sean. Now I regret saying anything about the beard. Although I do love seeing you guys wearing the beards. It cracks me up. Your beautiful beards.
And I'm able to drink tonight.
I'm drinking as well. I bought some alcohol specifically for this occasion.
It's hard to get the headphones sounds
Okay,
over
we're all back.
this are the horns.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he, when you say that you're not from around town, that you're outlanders to the area, he pauses for a moment and just kind of looks and appraises the party. He says, "Well, that is some very interesting news right there. We just came in.
Many? Do you not get many outsiders around here?
We haven't had any outsiders in what, year and a half now, since all this crazy weather started, right? I mean, I do love the cold, but not this much cold."
Aye, but we be entering the call of the Mithril Hall. We are here to help.
Well, that is good news indeed. Good news. I definitely think you should talk to Scramsax. He can absolutely help you out. He's an old friend of mine, and yeah, just yeah. Talk to that fellow over there, and he says, "You know what? It was a pleasure meeting y'all. I am going to get back to my quarters now. I do appreciate talking to all of you, and hope that I see you again soon."
Hey, thank you for your help.
Thank you for your help.
Absolutely. And he nods at the two guards, who nod back, and he gets up and he departs.
How did he help us?
He guided you back to Scramsax. Yeah, go talk to him. He'll
We
give you
didn't
some
need
good
any
shit
help
on the
getting
house.
back with the drug dealer.
Did that guy seem like he beat tracks pretty quick once he found out we weren't from around here?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Well, let's go talk to Scrimsax.
You guys
Oh,
head
hi,
over to the bar.
Scrimsax.
There's a
There's this crazy looking
shady
man.
cloaked figure that was, yeah, he's talking to Scrimsax, just kind of in hushed tones, and as he sees you approach, he departs as well.
Can he stay? I would love to talk to Voldemort.
You want to talk to Voldemort? You can try to talk to him as he walks past.
Hail and well met.
Does it sound like that? Because
Yeah.
like you're inside a bunch of blankets right now.
It sounds like.
Yeah, you're like a bear monster.
But I stand in front of
He,
him, so he has no choice but to engage with me.
Oh my god.
You jump in his path. Ooh, what did I just do?
I do it in like
I
a
don't know.
dance move. You've grabbed the map and you're moving it.
I did. I just noticed that. That's funny. Okay.
There's something wrong with me mentally. The ground is moving.
Oh my God! It's a plane shift.
Is the world shifting for anyone else?
It's probably a
The
side
party-
effect.
You sure
The
you
party-
didn't partake last night?
Partook a lot.
Yeah, all three of you that are marked with the giant forehead icon, y'all have major headaches and chills, but especially you.
And that's why I'm a blanket monster right now. Hail and well met, Voldemort.
He coughs and says, "Excuse me."
Oh, no excuse. Come have a drink. It's on the house. It's on my
So
tab.
no, thank you.
I grab his arm.
You grab his arm.
Yeah, I want to physically steer him back to the bar.
Forcefully.
Roll an intimidation check.
That sounds fun. I'm kind of intimidating. Can I roll advantage because I'm a blanket monster?
Sure. Your ferocious visage, you would have passed anyway. He he looks at you and he looks at the party and he says, "You know what? Why not? Okay."
Excellent, good friend. Let's go
Yeah,
sit right
he
in front of
goes-
Mr. Scrimmy.
Yeah. he goes back to the bar, and Scrimsax raises an eyebrow as he reapproaches. He says, "Oh, I met these fine people over here." He actually scoots over to make a seat for one of the party.
No.
He goes behind the bar and he
I
says,
grab his arm and hold him at the chair. I don't want him going anywhere.
he looks back over his shoulder and he raises a brow. He says, "Okay."
This man will have a beverage as he tells me how you know each other. Tell me about the great adventures of Voldemort and Scrimmy Saki.
Scrimmy Saki.
I did not expect that.
I didn't expect you to put someone who just like struck me as Voldemort right in front of me.
Well, I mean, he's just a pale dude. He's not bald. He doesn't have like snake features. He's
But
just a guy that
I see a pale guy with a cloak, and I'm like,
suspicious looking. I mean, I picked that token because he looked suspicious. That was the whole point. So I guess it worked too well.
I am suspicious, and I am hopefully stronger than he is.
Yeah, no, you definitely hold him in place. He's just kind of looking at you like, okay. He looks back over at Scrimsax. He says, could you take care of my friends here? Maybe a little bit of the bite." Scrimsax says, "Sure." And he reaches under the counter and he says, "You know what? On the house for all of you." He sets a little baggie in front of each of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep mine for later.
I wrap my blankets around me tighter.
You never
But-
know when this will come in handy.
But my hand darts out from underneath the blankets and snatches it.
Are we addicted already?
To a good time.
I don't know. You tell me. Yeah, we'll leave that open-ended. So the
So what's your name, good friend?
my name? Oh, I'm nobody. I'm just
That's a
We're a
weird
citizen.
thing to say.
That's not like you very much.
he's sputtering over his words. He says, "My name's Alucard.
Alucard?
Alucard."
Does he have sharp teeth?
Alucard?
No, he does not. He's not a vampire.
Damn it. A vampire would say he wasn't a vampire, though.
Find me a mirror.
Are you gonna check his vampire status? Are you gonna check his V card?
I have a question.
Is that
actually.
really-
Now that we're talking about vampires, and we're in the rhyme of the Frosty Maiden's conundrum, it's dark all the time. Do vampires not have to worry about being in the light?
That is a very good question.
Are you a vampire?
All of a sudden, the reality of Ravencroft just starts meshing into the 10 towns.
Vampires descend upon us in droves. They're like, we're gonna vacation here now.
Scramsax pulls off his mask and it's Strad underneath.
Ah.
Hey.
You got me.
Now we're transitioning to the real campaign.
Can it be like a Scooby-Doo mask reveal?
That's what I was thinking.
Are you actually gonna check his vampire status?
No.
Like, is that a thing that you're really? Do you even have a mirror on you?
I mean, I would like
No.
glance around at mirrors or reflective surfaces within the inn, and like try to get an angle on him. But I don't know any. Or Grim, who is my character? What's my character's name? Gimdar doesn't know shit
Gimdar.
about vampires, so he doesn't care.
Look directly beneath your picture and it has your name.
Gimdar. I know. I know.
Can I click on it? I don't see my name underneath my picture.
Really?
You know.
How?
Underneath your face.
You got to change that in the chat. When you see the chat box at the bottom, just click on it and you can change to your name.
Oh,
Super
you're talking about right
convenient.
there. I was looking at my token.
Oh,
I was like, game change.
I love that it says your name's up underneath it because otherwise I'd be like looking down like, yeah, Scott.
Well,
I
just
mean,
go to-
Gindar.
yeah. Just go to your settings and you can change your display name.
Okay. So so you've grabbed him by the arm again after he has offered you free drugs via Scrimsax. What is it that you're asking
I want to
him?
know how him and Scrimsax know each other.
We go way back. We've been surviving this insane winter together.
You say way back, but like this winter's only been going on for like a year and a half. You sound like you have an incredible history with each other.
Hey, but so has this pandemic, so I
Hush!
consider that way back.
This is Fantasyland, not COVID land.
He stops himself mid-sentence. He says, "Who the hell are you? Who are you? Why are you?"
I'm Gimdar. Who are you? Alucard.
Alucard. That's my name, Alucard.
Yes.
Ask around. Everybody knows me.
Really?
Yeah.
I just want to know a story
Like,
about you.
he like leans over. He points at the two guys over by the hearth. He's like, "You see those two guys over there? Go ask them. Ask them who I am."
Are you gonna disappear if I do that?
No.
Inside check.
Lying right now.
I would never do that.
You've been trying to
Ever.
run off since we met you.
Dude, I've got an appointment. I've got to go to my doctor.
Dentist for your sharp
Dentist.
teeth.
Yeah, exactly. What she said, dentist. I got to go there.
There's a dentist in town?
There sure is. Pull your teeth for gold.
Can he like... Never mind, I don't need magical biters. That'd
He's
be
also
weird.
the blacksmith too.
So he does insertions as well.
He sure does. Make you a pretty gold tooth for 5 gold.
I want to roll a
Bad.
d4 for how many teeth I don't have. I'm missing 3
You
teeth.
gotta go visit
Jeez,
the
oh,
blacksmith dentist.
And I smile at him with this big toothless grin and I say, "Excellent, I would love to meet him. Show the way. I'll go with you."
I thought
So
you.
you
I
look
thought
like
you
a
were a
hockey
noble.
player.
Which teeth are missing? Are they like the front ones?
They're the back ones. Because I am a noble, that's why I'm familiar with dentistry. But because I'm like a brawler, that's why I'm missing teeth.
That makes sense. Okay. He kind of coughs and says, "Yeah, I could hook you up with that too, I
I
guess."
would love an introduction. Let's go now.
Hold on, wait. Real quick. Scrimsax. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The guy who was here with the guards, his name was Sethix or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't seem to like outsiders very much. Should we like avoid him from now?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not super familiar with that gentleman. I've,
Really? He said you and him were very good friends.
Huh. Did he say that?
Why is everyone in this
Then-
town so fucking shady?
That's there
Is it all the winter? Yeah.
It got really cold. And
He
everyone just got shady.
he leans over and he looks over at the table. He says, "Oh, yeah, no, he's a regular. He's actually part of a caravan that comes through fairly frequently, and
Outsider too.
Hold on, you just said you didn't know that guy.
I would love an insight
no,
check.
no. You can do an insight check. Go for it.
I'm really bad at
You can
this.
see if you can
Someone
tell
else
if he's
should be
lying or
Better
not.
than me. Yeah.
You can tell that he's just kind of grasping at straws. He's kind of like having to think hard about it. He's like, yeah, I know who he is.
Oh.
He's
He's Mr. Guy.
he's with that with that merchant group that comes around every once in a while.
Oh yeah, what merchant group?
I think it's like I think it's called Torgs.
They have an office in town?
Yeah.
Maybe Voldemort will show me. I'm sorry.
Well,
Alucard.
no, actually, they're set up on the edge of town. Yeah, they haven't been around in a while, but they do make a big wide circuit. They hit all of the different tin towns, and they do a lot of trading.
They must have just left yesterday.
Well, we haven't seen them in a few months, so you know how it is.
I tried to throw him a softball.
He looks at you. Said, "Does that answer your question?" You asked him a lot of questions today.
We're curious and we're
You had
adventurers.
questions yesterday.
Curious by nature.
We're trying to learn about the Tin Towns. We're here to rescue everyone.
That is true. Well, you know what? Here, another round of oral spite on the house. Toss some more baggies down on the table.
Just trying to get us high so we'll quit asking questions.
Keep
Yeah,
asking questions. I have a plan.
Eric
You do, Malcolm? You do have a plan?
Card is over there.
Yes, to get all his drugs. Keep asking questions.
Oh, we're going to start
Yeah,
our
just-
own cartel.
Set up a rival operation right in the middle of town. Just dealing in the town square. It's like you've already got the guards down there that are on board. They're on
That's right.
board.
Well, me and Alucard have a date with the dentist blacksmith.
He's over there squirming. He's like, I really do have to get going.
I know, and I'm coming with you since you have to go to the dentist. It'll be nice to know him. I lose teeth all the time. I start walking with him. Let it be known, I have all of the blankets from the bedrooms still on me.
As
Yeah,
you're,
Oh, we're all going, I guess.
Not everyone has
You
to go to
guys
the
wanna-
dentist with me unless they want to. I don't
that's
mind
up to you
splitting
guys.
the
If
party.
you want to,
I'm gonna stay
if
here.
you want
I
to
guess.
travel,
Yeah, I would rather stay here.
So we're just gonna let Gimdar go off by himself.
Well, someone else can go
This
with
is
him.
a
I just
great
don't think
idea.
that all of us should.
This is a horrible idea. I'm going
If you're
with
that
Gimdar.
concerned, Leaf, you can join them.
I just said I was.
Excellent. It'll be good to have a holy man with me. I'm not good with the pain.
Gimdar, roll a strength
I'm a
check.
barbarian.
Roll a what check?
Roll a strength check.
Okay. I'm good at those. I'm real good at those.
You are real good at those. He tries to wiggle free, and your hand just clamps down like a shackle.
I,
He's like,
I smile broadly with my missing teeth and I say, let's go.
Just. Meanwhile, this guy in the corner outside of our look is just dead.
all right. He looks at you hard, like the wormy. Yeah, I know that guy out there. That's my bad for not figuring out Fog of War. One day I'll figure it out.
Just a dead guy.
A dead guy in an alley.
It's just a guy. Don't worry about him. He's fine. He's just sleeping it off.
It's red wine.
The Ericard looks at you hard and drops the wormy act and roll a wisdom check.
Cool. 10.
He very quietly mouths the words to a spell, and you feel your head fog over, and when you look at him again, you see someone who you recognize as a trusted dear friend.
Is it a specific friend or is it like a different friend or
No, just
Alucard is
no,
just like
and a-
my best
and a-
buddy
and a
all of
fri-
a sudden?
he's just your best buddy all of a sudden, a friendly acquaintance.
I love this guy. Let's go.
He says, I think you should just let go. You're hurting my arm.
Oh, I'm so sorry. let's okay, let's go now. Like, we can hold hands.
He says, "Here, let me do this."
And
And he walks behind the counter and he
people say that.
leans over to Scrimsax.
Stay
He
over
says,
there.
"Do you have
I'll give you
parchment
a
and ink?"
kiss later, okay? I love you.
He says, "Why, yes, I do." He says, "Can you write some directions out for this gentleman to get to the blacksmith dentist?" He says, "Absolutely."
But I
And
want
he
to go with
scratches it down.
you, my bestest friend.
He says, "No. I think you should stay here. It's nice and warm here." And he looks at the rest of the party. He says, "It seems like your friends don't want to leave either. I think you should just, yeah."
I'm very.
I was
cold.
ready to go.
He looks at you and he says, "No, you should stay here." He says, "Oh, look, what's going on over there?" And he runs. He just
Damn it.
runs. Feel free to try and catch him if you guys really want to.
You know what? Something about me and my 25 speed makes me think I'm not going to be able to catch up to him.
I
Oh,
wave
maybe.
goodbye to my friend. Bye, Alucard. It was nice seeing
He did
you.
a sprint.
Hi, friend.
Nordak is just there with his arms crossed the whole time, just shaking his head.
I thought you were gonna keep an eye on that guy.
I was, but he's my friend.
Since when?
Yes. How long am I charmed for?
Well, the guy's not concentrating anymore. Seems like it
Yeah,
would go
well, it's an hour. You can attempt to charm a human within range. Wisdom saving throw. It's charmed by you until the spell ends, or until you or your companions do something harmful. It doesn't say that you have to be within range. It just says that when you cast it, so it's an hour. So he's charmed for an hour, but when it ends, he's gonna know that that guy charmed him. So yeah, no sneaking around for him, because next time y'all see him, you're gonna know. It's like, hey, that's that asshole that charmed me.
But we have an
What a-
hour of me being happy about this, so.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, man, that guy was so nice. What a great guy.
Oh.
Interesting.
So what are we doing here in this tavern?
We were talking old Scrimmy Pants.
Scrimsax just is just trying to push those drugs on y'all. He's like, man, y'all want a good time? Come on, bro.
Grimsax Dongalong.
Over to the left, over at the table with the dwarves that I just pinged. You. What are y'all doing? Are you just sitting at the bar? Is everybody just staring at Scrimsax?
I'm
like,
just
and he's
happy
just
to
like,
be here.
he's like, here's some drugs, y'all. Come on, let's
Oh.
get high, everybody. Let's have a party.
He's
Wait, look
openly just trying to peddle drugs.
To you guys, for sure.
We've made
I'm
it.
gonna get out. I'm gonna yell, get out of here as I hold a hand up, and I'm gonna attempt to intimidate.
You're gonna try to intimidate Scrimsax?
Yeah, to like leave.
Is this not his place?
It is.
It is his place.
off.
Which would make it an
You'll do
excellent
that?
intimidation check.
You'll do that at disadvantage. He says, "No, I don't think so." Says, you're welcome to leave though if you'd like.
Excuse me, we've come perhaps to lend a hand. We're here investigating the recent bad weather you've had.
Methinks this drug dealer does not care about all of the problems going on.
Yeah, he looks up. He says,
Uh-oh.
"What bad weather? Know about any of that? All I know is that all this craziness has been good for business. So, actually, speaking of business, your tab.
What?
Hmm.
What tab?
You know, on second thought, we'll have more of that free drug.
He looks up. He says, "That's a good choice.
Yep.
This, why
more of
don't
that
all?
free drug?
he's- Yeah, here you go." He puts a couple more baggies on the table. He says, "Why don't y'all do some of that right now? Let's get this. Let's liven up this party."
Not interested.
I'm good. Real quick though, are these drugs flammable?
Flammable.
Like, can you smoke them?
He looks down. He says, "No, not specifically.
You could
I
smoke
think that they're
anything
meant to
if you
be
try
crushed
hard
into
enough.
He's that is true. I haven't tried that specifically, but yeah, I mean, go for it.
I'm really just looking for something to explode.
If you explode, you
And-
can put fumes everywhere, right?
Yes. It's called a hot box.
Gimdar is going to drift towards the fire and try to get warm.
Yeah, he is still ice cold. Seeing this chain of events over here, the dwarf seated at the table walks over and approaches Gwynria and says, "Hail and well met. I don't recognize the lot of you. You must be the mercenaries that I've been hearing about that have come from the south."
I think
We're
D,
just the drug users trying to keep our heads.
I think D's not here.
Oh yeah, she's foggy. Oh well.
I believe
You know
Balcom
what?
is right next to him, though. Right next to her.
Balcom responds for her. Her head's slumped on the table. She's passed out. She's still hungover.
How loud is she when she says that?
She's loud. She's just normal voice. She's just talking to the party. Scrimsax kind of cuts her a look and says, "These are paying customers. I'm doing some business here." And she just kind of looks at him and says, "Fuck you."
Wait
He
a second.
coughs and,
Paying
like-
customers. Who said anything about paying? I said free.
We have a very large tab.
You do have a
Yeah.
very large tab. He coughs and just goes to the other side of the bar and starts cleaning a glass.
Yes. Yes, we were sitting here for that reason. Can you perhaps...
So she says, "You must be the mercenaries that have come through from the south?"
Yes, we are.
Says, I figured as much when I saw you guys pouring out of that room over there. It's, word
Oh.
travels fast around here.
I don't suppose you could point me anywhere that might help us answer some questions. Anyone here who might be more eager to get rid of the weather than our friend Scrimsax here?
Yeah, go on over to the table. I think
Okay.
you've met my friends here.
Okay. I'll go over there.
Storn. Yeah. She gestures for the whole party to come over. It's like, come on,
I'll migrate to the
pull
other
up
fire.
some chairs.
I'll sit right here.
Oh, you just sat on top of me.
Oh,
Jump up
sorry.
on the table.
Didn't see ya.
We're the same height.
That doesn't mean I'm looking.
Leaf leaps up on the table and just kicks all the glasses off. He just starts stomping
Sorry.
all over the table.
Sorry, excuse me.
Glasses shatter, tankards explode.
I'll pay for that one.
Put it on our tab.
So she so the party's over at the table and Scrimsax is over there looking disapprovingly at the goings on. And she says, "Yeah, I don't trust that fucker over there."
Yeah, I figured as much when he pretty much threatened us.
She says, "My name's Helen Trollbane, and like I said, word travels fast out here, given we've not much to do rather than try to weather this fucking cold."
Wait, what did you say your name
she looks
was?
around the- Helen Trollbane.
Continue.
Continue. She looks around the table and says, "That fella that you talked to earlier, the one that didn't seem like he was quite dressed for the weather. That guy's name is Suffolk Caltro. You well, I know you haven't heard of him because you're new to town, but I think he's in on whatever conspiracy is going on here. Same with Scrimsax too. I've been sitting in here for a while and seeing people come in and out talking to Scrimsax. Talking with them and people coming in and taking those little baggies with the drugs. And yes, I know all about that. I think it's a pretty open secret at this point. I think that's Suffolk. I think that there's a greater conspiracy going on here.
What do you think it involves more than just a drug operation?
I don't know. I'm not. It's hard to say. The people that I've been seeing coming in and out are people that I've known for years. People I thought I knew, but now that I've been seeing them come in and out, it's just I don't know what to think anymore.
They getting them hooked on that Orioles bite.
You'd say they're acting differently than they used to.
People I would consider friends for years all of a sudden act like they don't know who I am anymore. And there have been strange murders around the town. And I feel like Scrimsax and Suffolk are behind it. I've been seeing the two of them talking. I've been seeing him consorting with guards. I don't even know who that fellow is that you grabbed earlier, the one that you were holding over by the table.
Oh, my good friend
Oh.
Voldemort. Alucard.
Did he tell you his name?
He said his name was Alucard. He's my good friend.
I've tried to talk to him a couple of times, and every time he always darts away. It's almost like he just slips off into nothing every time.
Oh yeah, I had a good grip on him, but he had to go to the dentist.
Darting is the best way to describe what he did.
He said there have been murders recently.
There have been a whole string of murders all around the town.
Anything interesting about them, or just regular killings?
Just your run-of-the-mill murders.
Just your run-of-the-mill murders, or are there some sort of uniqueness to them?
Well, I've been doing a little bit of. I'm a bounty hunter, you see, retired, but I still keep up on things now and then, and I've been looking around and I've been noticing that every new moon it seemed as though there's a whole string of killings all over the place. Not just the crazies that have been lashing themselves up to the posts out there, but people dying with strange wounds with no real way of telling what kind of weapon did it. Just giant holes carved deep in their chest.
How far away are we from the new moon?
One night.
Excellent.
Convenient.
Another sleep. Yes, it is convenient, isn't it?
So we should expect dead tomorrow.
So,
Probably.
do the murders happen all over town, or do they only happen in certain sections of the city?
They've been happening all over town, but I've been trying to track that Suffolk fellow, and every time it seems like he's always conveniently somewhere near where the murders have taken place. He's a slippery bastard, though, and I'm a bit rusty. I'm not as spry as I used to be, but I've seen him in and around at least 3 or 4 different murder scenes.
Does he smell a little mangy?
No, actually, quite the opposite. He's fairly charming. I've talked with him a few times trying to get a feel for him, and every time I always walk away, I don't know, feeling strangely enamored with him. Which to me screams of something foul. I've been around the block a bit.
Does he have an aversion
Exactly.
to silver?
Not that I'm aware of.
All right.
He looks
I would
at
like-
she looks and raises a brow.
I would like to make a roll on something.
On
It
anything
would
in
probably-
particular?
Yes. I'm looking at the list.
I'm bored. I want to roll dice.
I'm going to roll this dice.
I want to roll an athletics check to see if I can jump over the table.
I would like. So having read the adventures of Brunor and his party, knowing of a certain or a certain halfling.
Okay.
Did he happen to have a ruby on him?
He did not. She says, "Are you referring to the Red Ruby of Regis?"
I do be.
She laughs and says, "No, and he's been dead for a long time now, unless it happened to worm his way into his hands, and I feel like I would have noticed by now." She chuckles.
Well, as you say, you come away enamored. It is either that, or he's casting charm magic on you.
Or he could
I'd
be a vampire.
considered that.
Could I, hearing what he just said, can I roll a wisdom save? To be uncharmed.
Yeah. Go for it.
Like, something in my head ticks in the right direction.
Yeah, it's just like a click. Yeah.
It's click, click, boom.
The charm is distilled.
That son of a bitch.
What's that?
That fucker charmed me.
What? So you weren't pleased with that guy?
Motherfucker.
She looks over at you and she says, "Who charmed you? Which one? Sefik?
The other one, Alucard.
Alucard? I knew that there was something off about that bastard." She says that confirms. That makes a lot of sense. She looks around and she looks over at Scrimsax and kind of eyeballs him, and he's over there just watching the table.
He knows more than he's letting on.
We knew that.
He absolutely does.
Out of character, I propose an operation. I would like.
Litter hobo.
Well,
Time to torture. Get the pliers.
you're not wrong.
There's 9 of us
Keep
and
the
1 of
fingers
him.
first.
You're not wrong. So here's what I propose. We wait until nightfall. We stay another night. And then when the inn is quiet, we interrogate Scrimsax. I'm really hoping that someone has Zone of Truth, but if not, I have a crowbar.
I'll get my truth one way or another.
A crowbar of truth? Or...
Yes, the crowbar
One
of truth.
finger at a time.
We'll go Jason Todd on his ass.
I do not
Well-
have Zone of Truth.
Well, you're especially pissed now that you know that you've been charmed by the Alucard.
I am pissed.
I'll be right back.
she
Caleb's
looks
nose
well-
just started pouring blood.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Okay. 10-minute break.
Yeah.
I'll go refill my cup.
I will go find something to put in my cup.
Me too.
I'm having to do a lot of improv here, so I'm gonna need some alcohol.
Yay.
I'm sure you can see the cogs in my head slowly turning as I try to come up with something to say. I'm like looking around, and then the kids in the background are like yelling and making noise, and Amanda walks upstairs and starts trying to talk to me. I'm like, okay.
It was so good because I couldn't tell if it was Scrimsax not knowing what was going on or if it was you. Like, who's that guy? Wait, I know him. Maybe. Do I?
So, Scrimsax is not super familiar with Cephik
Ah.
because Cephik moves around a lot. Is he okay?
Doesn't have her headphones on.
I see that. I just noticed. Yeah, so that's what that was. He's just not like he knows who he is, but he's not super familiar with them. He just kind of knows that he's on board. I think.
Gotcha.
You hear them children in the background. How loud is that?
It's not distracting. It's just kind of background noise.
It is very distracting for me, but that's okay. That's why I'm going to go get some more alcohol. Hey,
Hey.
dude, we're going to take 10.
I just got.
Just like quick. Well, since you
still-
ran off, I said, let's just take a quick break. So I'm going to go get some drink.
Sounds good.
He's already in the shower, so there really isn't too much I can do.
How's it going?
What?
I said, so hey, how's it going?
It's going. I actually have tomorrow off work, which is nice.
I thought they said that you were on call for the rest of your life.
So I told them, I was like, because I wasn't supposed to be on call, and then they said, like, we're gonna work it out where you're not on call constantly, and then they're trying to figure out how to do that since I'm the only drone person, and then one of the guys got COVID, so I had to take up his call, and then it came to this week, and I'm like, look, I've got plans. I told people I'd be out of town. I gotta drive up to pick up Caleb, and they're like, "Okay, you can be off call for the weekend, and then, you know, we might have to put you back on next week." Okay, that's why I'm drinking right now.
I have tomorrow off because New Year's was on a weekend.
Yay!
Oh, you actually got yours off on Monday. We got ours on Friday.
We
Oh,
had
too.
Ryder does half days the day before, and then you have the day off. So I did a half day on Friday, and then I'll have Monday off.
The
Excellent.
city got off Friday for it, but I had to come in to do a DUI detail during New Year's Eve, so they gave us Monday off.
No. All right, we'll take a 3-minute break. Let's see. While we pull that up.
I have helmet here.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. It's in character. All right, so where were we? We were talking about Cephik.
We're going to take Scrimsax and hang him by his toenails and crowbar him into truth.
One finger at a time. Okay. She looks around and she says, are you saying that out loud to her? Like, are you
I'm
proposing
saying
that
this
as your...
I'm saying this out of character to the group as a is anyone okay? Does anyone have any big objections to this plan before I introduce it to the game?
Okay, wait, what are we
I
doing?
I don't.
Torturing the barkeep.
The
Yeah,
Scrim
sure.
sacks.
Scrimsax,
Something.
he obviously knows Alucard. He's trying to peddle drugs. He is not willing to talk to us about anything. He's probably involved in a bunch of murders, or at least involved is good.
Knows about it.
He's
He
definitely
intentionally got the adventuring pretty high.
and well, I mean, that's not a crime. But being involved in
It literally is, though.
is it in Fantasyland?
Well, I'm just saying, like, he might be trying to sidetrack us
Well, obviously, that is like obviously a thing going on.
by trying to get us high.
But he is definitely a person worthy of interrogation, and I don't think we're going to be able to do a thorough interrogation during the daylight hours when there are people coming and going from the inn. So I propose that we stay one more night in the inn. As soon as he closes shop, we take him into a room and hang him upside down and beat him with a crowbar until he tells us what we want to know.
Sounds reasonable.
I'm for it.
Time to go full murder hobo.
I would really prefer if we had magic that would allow us to do this.
I don't have anything useful, and I'm not charismatic.
Nobody knows Zone of Truth.
I'm a fighter.
I'm a fighter too.
Um,
My zone of truth is the crowbar.
No, if he was an animal,
Intimidate.
I could make friends, but humans I'm not so good with.
In the second.
We could
Okay.
polymorph him. And then he'd be your friend.
That is definitely not a second level spell.
Make some convoluted like 5 spell. It's like, well, if we polymorph him and then you charm him
Into animal friendship, and then
and we give him some of those drugs he's peddling, we could probably get him to talk.
wait, would animal friendship work if we gave him a hallucinogen and he thought he was an animal?
Well, you guys could try to like make him take a whole bunch of the drug.
Now this is assuming he's not some magical creature and this drug is a byproduct of him.
Gross.
That is
Now
true.
I feel bad that I took it. Ugh.
Yeah, he comes out of the bathroom and all the baggies are filled.
It's like Slurm.
It's just, hold on, I'll be right back. And he says, "Oh, I'm running low. I'll be right back." He goes off to the latrine and comes back. He's like, "All right,
Well, like
we go.
this stuff has to be made somehow, right? And it's
I prefer chemically not involving urine or pooping.
Well,
Or
it's
sweating.
white, so
it's vomit, so it's all good. Don't worry.
Or vomit. Oh, okay.
Don't worry.
Ah.
It's blood. Don't worry."
Good. No
since
problem.
it was white, I was going in a totally different direction.
It's spinal fluid. Don't worry. It's fine.
you can
Are there any
powder
other
anything.
bodily fluids? Okay, so that's where the party is leaning. If they're gonna torture Scrim Sacks to get the answers that they need as to what the hell's going on. Because you guys were directed over here by the speaker of the town. She's like, "Yeah, go talk to Scrim Sacks. He's a good place to start." And then you go over there, and what does Scrim Sacks do? He just starts pushing drugs. He's like, "Yeah, man, let's have a party." Get
But he
fucked up,
stonewalls
guys."
us. But this also leads me to believe that the town mayor person who sent us here is sending us on a wild goose chase.
Don't they want us to fix their stuff?
Sure.
Do you heard what Scrimshake
They
said?
sure do.
He's like,
He
we're making a
pretty
ton
much
of money
said
being
no.
drug dealers all of a sudden. Let the good times roll.
Yeah,
You realize you pronounce
Yeah,
his
he's got
name
a
different,
racket
like
going.
every single time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know Skimskunk's name.
Scrim Sacks.
Skiddlywinks.
So, actually, I realized just a moment that I've been pronouncing it wrong too. It's Scram Sacks.
Scram sacks.
Whatever.
Scram sacks.
What a
We all know his
nerd.
You know his name. Scram Sacks, whatever. He responds to both. At this point, people have been mispronouncing his name his entire life. He's just like, whatever. Close enough.
As long as you buy drugs.
As long as exactly. As long as they're racking up a tab, I don't care.
The side benefit to us torturing him is maybe he'll forgive our tab.
Yes, he'll definitely forgive the tab.
The tab that you racked up because you said, I want a cast.
I mean,
As you slit his throat, he will utter as his final words, "I forgive your tab." It's like, please no, I forgive your tab.
and that's when that's the trigger to slit his throat. It's like, debt's forgiven, body done.
We get that in writing real quick.
Exactly what I was just about to say. As he's dying, you lean forward. You're like,
Initial
"Can I get
here."
in writing." Just for the record, as he's bleeding out on the floor.
I mean, when that happens, I'll be like, all right, say the words. He'll say the words, and I'll say no takebacks, and I'll put a knife through his eye.
Like,
Okay,
again, we have to
Well, that-
remind that we are the good guys.
lawful good.
Yes, you
Are we
correct.
lawful good? Yeah, everybody's
Am I?
lawful good, right?
I'm definitely
At
lawful
least-
good.
You're somewhere on the good spectrum.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Hillen,
Oh, yeah, I'm neutral good. Never
let's
mind.
imagine that some of this conversation was out loud,
Probably a good
and
idea.
Hillen heard it, and she glanced over at you and said, "I don't know if that's the best idea."
Which part?
He's obviously involved in some shady shit. He's probably involved in the murders around town. There's nothing that could go wrong
no.
with just interrogating him.
I totally agree. As long as you have some way to keep it quiet. Scram Sacks actually does have quite a bit of pull around here as far as social standing and whatnot in the town. He is a
Somebody's gonna have to
Upstanding
wear his
citizen.
skin after this.
He's an upstanding citizen.
that's
Has he
what they
always been
say.
a drug dealer?
Who says that?
See, and that's the thing. I've been coming here for decades. He's been running this establishment for close to 30 years now. We actually went on a couple of adventures together, him and I. We hunted down some bounties, and I have never encountered him acting the way that he's been acting lately. I honestly don't know what to think.
And you're certain that that man over there is Scram Sacks?
It looks like him. It sounds like him.
Scrim Sinks.
Maybe that's why he doesn't care that we
Bet-
pronounce his name. He doesn't know the name. He's
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
think if we
it's just like a
take him
ghoul.
hostage and figure out whether or not he's him or what's going on. It seems like he's either under a spell or he's being impersonated by someone.
That means a lot. Well, if that's the case, then a lot of people are being impersonated or mind controlled.
Yeah.
Mind control
And
seems
she
like a
looks at
legit
Gimdar and
personality.
She looks at Gimdar and she says, "Exactly. It's hard to tell who they say they are anymore. I've been trying to keep my head down and just try to observe and follow. I've been a bounty hunter for years. That's what I do, but it's hard to say." And she looks around at the table and she says, "These three right here are some of the only people that I trust in the town."
So let's
And it's
go.
Rana, Storn, and Korux.
And they're all dwarves,
say we-
so we trust them because of that.
I say we take him, but we should be careful until we're certain that he's evil.
Yeah, maybe don't start with the crowbar.
I have a dagger.
That's worse.
Worse.
She
Wrong
says,
direction.
She says, "You're."
I have a water skin.
She says, "If it were within my ability to unravel this mystery, I would have already done it. But at this point, I'm just not sure what to do. So I would tread with caution around Scrimsax, just because he does have so much pull in and around town. The person that I would try to tail, or at least get some more answers are that Sefik person. He's definitely the shadiest one that I've seen so far. Since he came in, there have been 3 murders in town. And I know that it was when he came into town.
And as you say, one murder will happen tonight.
Well, who's good at tailing people?
I think that would be me.
I think it'll have to be you.
It's not me.
As you guys are
You wanna see
talking,
if
the
you can
guards go
follow
up.
Our friend Sethix somewhere.
Talk to the guards and see if they know where he was going.
How about not talk to the guards? How about somebody goes over there and kind of listens to how the guards interact with Scrimdiddlyumptious?
She says, no need, actually. I already know where he is. I've been tailing him since he came into town a few weeks ago.
Well, I mean, we
So
still
when
need
you
to
told
listen.
us that,
We
so
still
when you told us that,
Go ahead.
so when you told us that it would be a good idea to tail him, you just didn't want to talk about how you're already tailing.
I've been following. I said that earlier. I've been following him around, but I've not been able to actually observe him in any kind of misdeed. He just seems to be around everywhere that there's been a murder.
That is a big stretch from we have a kingpin drug peddler over here. Like,
Have you had your eyes on him when a murder was committed?
Unfortunately, no. Always in the aftermath.
So you're just
Typically in
following
the
him
following
around,
morning.
You sneeze and somebody's dead and he's standing there? Is that...
I showed up on the scene, and the next morning, he's always standing off in the crowd somewhere watching. I've placed him at every single murder,
like one of
and
those...
they didn't start until he came into town. Actually, this is the first place he stopped when he came into town, and he spoke with Scrimsax, and then he left. And after that, the murder started.
Yeah, we still definitely need to check into this Scrimsax fella.
For sure, just use caution.
personally, I have more
The
concern
guards
about
are
actually-
Scrimsax.
I don't know how much I want to trust your use caution, seeing as you follow someone and can't pinpoint them at the murder scene.
Yeah, I'm so confused by how that happened, but... Well, I don't know. What do y'all think?
I think somebody should be listening to the guards that are talking to Scrimsax, so we know if
They are.
somebody needs to like go over there that's more sneaky than me and
It should
listen
be-
in.
It should probably be one of you who have already taken the drugs.
Hey, I'll go.
We need to know who
Yeah,
we can
he's-
trust, and if it's not the guards, we need to know that for sure.
What about the halfling?
Which halfling?
Oh, I thought what's her name was a halfling.
Oh, she's a
Who is-
dwarf. Hillen
Helen,
Trollbane.
Yeah. Oh, she's a dwarf.
Yeah, she's a
Or the
retired
tale of
bounty
the
hunter.
dwarfs.
Oh, okay. I thought. Sorry,
Retired dwarven bounty hunter. And then these 3 are the ones that brought the supplies in that you helped with the other quest.
Well, Winria, you might be the sneakiest of us all.
That's not saying much.
No, it's not.
We didn't take this into account with party balance.
I'll do my best.
Are you sneaking over to see what they're talking about?
I am. Can you show me on the map who exactly I'm? These guys over here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, the guards left their table. The ones that were sitting at the table with Sefik. So they were sitting at the table talking with him when he walked up, and he winked at them when he said, "Yeah, go talk to Scrimsax. He's got the good stuff."
Is there a fire in this place? This thing over here?
Yes, there is a roaring fire in both hearths.
Okay, I'm gonna go kind of stand over here near the fire and act like I'm trying to warm back up from. Oh, that stuff definitely leaves a chill on you.
Do you say that as you walk up?
Yeah.
You say that out loud, kind of to Scrimsax.
Yeah.
He looks over. He says, It does have a bit of a bite, but it's definitely worth the price." And he winks.
I'm weak, but I'm too cold.
So he kind of inches away. And he's talking to the guards. Do you want to try and roll some kind of perception check?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
Oh, I'm good at perception.
Oh. You overhear him leaning forward. He's got his hand up. He's like talking to the guards, but he says, you overhear several snippets. He says, asking a lot of questions and not sure if it's worked. What else does he say? He's leaned over talking to the guard. He says, you hear catch the tail end, and you hear it might be better to just get rid of them. And that's about all you glean. Otherwise, he's pretty effectively whispering to the guards.
Okay.
But you gather enough to know that he's not talking anything good about the party.
Okay. I start slowly wandering back towards my group, but walking kind of close to them in case they say anything else that I can kind of pick up on.
He waves at you as you walk by. He says, "Hey, you know what? Why don't you have another one on the house?"
I thank you. I'll save it for in just a bit.
He hands you another baggie. He says, "Yeah, don't worry. It's the good stuff." He winks.
I am absolutely certain that this shit is like mind control potion or something.
Oh, yeah.
I'll lean in close. Anybody here good at sleight of hand?
Nordak's just doing this.
He's all thumbs.
So say what we could get this guy knocked up on his own supply. We sneak it in his drink or something.
Wouldn't we turn him upside down and hang him from the ceiling? He will be high on his own supply as well.
It's a more direct.
So Helen is basically advising against moving hard against Scrimsax because he is such a well-known figure in the town. Like, he runs the biggest inn in Bryn Shander, so everybody knows who he is. So if y'all like bust in and torture him and get the answer you need, yeah, you might walk away with some answers, but you're also going to walk away with a whole heap of trouble when he spreads all over town that y'all ripped out his fingernails and beat him with a crowbar.
To be clear, if we interrogate him and it gets to violence, we're going to have to kill him.
Fuck, yeah, he's dead anyway. He's that corpse out behind the inn.
Why don't we go
That's
track
just
down
chilling there.
Why don't we go track down Skrillex or whatever his name is?
Skrillex. King Skrillex. King Trollex from Trolls World Tour. Can I say that on stream?
I don't know.
Is that a copy?
We're not monetized, so.
We're the most not monetized that we'll ever be.
Now they're gonna take money from us.
You're gonna go into your account. It's gonna be negative. Yes, you said
It's
Trolls
like,
World
you can't
Tour.
stream
You can't say
anymore
that.
until you start paying us money.
To Twitch.
She looks around at the party and she says, "What did you hear? I saw you sneaking over there."
They're trying to
good
get
move.
rid
What
of
it-
us violently.
She looks around and she says, "Fuck. This is worse than I thought."
Does she seem surprised though?
Well, so she's old. She's a retired bounty hunter. So
How does
it's
that
not.
change whether or not she's surprised?
She's surprised at the fact that it's like spread so quickly. This basically the sheriff back over in the town hall said the same thing. He was like, "We're just not really like it's spread so quickly that it's kind of taken us off guard. Like literally, this is a plague on the town that has just kind of almost overnight become like blown up into a problem." So just a little bit of like out of character meta backstory. It's the town was basically hanging on by a thread, and all of a sudden now there's a bunch of crazies strapping themselves to posts outside, sacrificing themselves to Arl. And they don't know why. They just know that shit's going down, and they're trying to figure out why. Although you do have the speaker of the town who's directing the Scramsax, but again, this all happened so suddenly. Scramsax was
Sprinkle.
up until just recently a reliable guy. He ran the most prominent inn in town. He provided tabs to adventurers. Basically, was like an open hearth for people to go and gather, and he was like he was the hub. And now all of a sudden, people are going in and they're coming out different. And Dylan Trollbane is a bystander in this whole scenario, and she's like kicked back watching people that she has known for years come in and come out like they're different people. So yeah, just a little meta to help fill in the gaps. That's what's basically going on. Like there has been an abrupt shift in the tone of the town as far as the general demeanor of the citizens.
I think it's the drug.
I don't know if that helps. I don't know. It could be the drug, maybe. It might be.
Well,
Could be other stuff too. I mean, you
We'll
guys
find
have
out.
already
Give
you've already
do another
experienced
line.
yeah, let's all just do some more drugs. Don't worry about it. Party. It'll
It'll
fix
solve
itself.
itself.
Don't worry about it. She looks over at Balcom looks over at Hill. You're gonna take care of this, right? It's all good.
So,
Yeah.
you know, there is an easy way for us to find out if it is the drug. And that means one of us just takes it over and over again until we see if something happens.
Yes,
I
did
volunteer
push it.
as tribute.
Are you really?
Oh,
gonna
you
do
want
that?
to do
No,
it.
no.
I mean, you guys could have so with the information that I just provided you, which I gave you specifically to keep the whole process moving so it wasn't a bunch of just questions. That is the general tone. I don't know if I've done a good enough job of describing the general situation through the dialogue because
No,
I'm
you've
new
done a
at
great
this.
job. What you did, we knew everything you said, but the summary of all of that paints the bigger picture.
Okay. And this is not in the campaign. This is shit I'm making up just as we go along. So
Yes.
The life of a DM.
yes, the illicit drugs are nowhere in the DM guide.
I thought
not
that
in the
was an
campaign.
odd thing for Wizards of the Coast to put in.
Yeah, let's get the party hooked on crystal meth and see what they do. They're all just
Well-
sitting around the table laughing.
Well, we might have 8-year-olds playing this game, but let's put some crystal meth in it.
I think
Yeah.
rather than
No, it's
trying
totally
to
cool.
figure out whether or not the drug is doing anything, why don't we go follow that guy around and see what he's up to? He might answer our questions just in his activities.
Seems
Well-
like an easier idea.
His appearance has alarmed her because up until that point, yeah, there were crazies lashing themselves to the posts in the town square, and they were sacrificing themselves to Arl, which in itself is disconcerting, especially to the upper management in the town. But
Upper management.
she was very disconcerted by the fact that there are now corpses appearing around town with giant holes in their chest. And this guy just rolls into town along with Torg. It's called the company is called Torg, and it's basically a trading company that has been going around the different tin towns, trading goods and wares. So he's a part of that traveling group, and they are important because, given the isolation that has been thrust upon the region, they're all kind of cut off. Like, the few companies that are actually able to brave the wilderness and the frost and all the different dangers that are now just everywhere, they're basically like the lifeline between the different communities for them to share resources and be able to keep everything afloat.
May I propose an itinerary for the group?
Go ahead.
I advise that we split the party. We send half of the party looking for Mr. I think is a werewolf,
Sefik.
and the other half of
Caltro.
the party goes after Alucard, looking for him throughout town, maybe asking questions, doing an investigation. Around the evening time, we circle back to the inn, where we will prep ourselves for whatever level of interrogation we feel comfortable with. If we do not get anything out of the first two
Who would like to do
expeditions,
what?
I have a personal reason to want to hunt Alucard.
Just lost audio there.
I can hear you, Balcom. You can't hear us.
You do sound kind of faded out.
Nope. Now I can't hear anything you're saying.
You can't hear me?
Oh, yeah, you're kind of faded.
You sound
You're-
like super
you're real
faded out
quiet.
all of a sudden.
How about now?
Perfect.
Oh yeah.
There we
Much
go.
Much better. Yahoo!
So you had thoughts on that plan?
Who I thought it was a good idea.
Yeah,
Who-
no, I'm very supportive of it.
What?
Split the party.
Why not?
I'm gonna recommend it every time.
All right.
I
Who's
volunteer to
going
go
where?
find Alucard. Whoever wants to come with me can.
I'll come with you because I said that I was going to come with you to the dentist to begin with.
Excellent.
I
Let's
feel-
go.
I feel like we've started something. We got to see it to the end.
Time to get your grills.
We will be doing-
Mithril grills.
Let's head to the dentist,
Uh,
which is gonna be the first place I want to look anyway.
I need to find a good picture of what's his name? Gimli, and I need to Photoshop a giant like a silver grill into his mouth. That's what I'm envisioning right now.
I couldn't hear what was the mic sounding all right?
Yeah, it sounds really good
Okay.
right now.
Okay.
You're good now.
Okay.
No, I was
think
just
had
saying.
some-
I need to find a picture of Gimli and put like a silver grill in his mouth, because that's what's about to happen. Nordak and Leaf are gonna go get their grills on.
Okay, so who's the other one we're following?
The other one is Sefik Caltro.
He's
He
definitely
is
a
the
werewolf.
potential murderer. Yeah, he's the the guy that showed up in town. He's like the outsider that showed up in town, and all of a sudden people just start dying.
Okay, yeah, I want to go after that guy. That's super sketch.
Shady as hell. Although at this point, everybody is kind of shady. These guards are like over here talking to Scram Sacks. He's like leaning over, whispering, like kind of like,
Yeah, obviously the guards are not on our side.
no. And they were friendly chatting with Cephik when you guys rolled out of the bedroom earlier. They were all just having a beer, laughing, doing their thing.
And then
All right.
So Cephik is very charismatic, at the very least.
So that's one with Sethic.
And then Alucard.
do y'all want to do like
Alucard.
cut away towards Alucard's thing? Because I gotta go put the kid to bed.
Sure.
Go have some satisfaction.
Who's going to Alucard?
Myself.
Darn Leaf.
Okay.
Leaf, you're a cleric, right?
Nope, that would be me.
Oh, damn it. You're the
He's a-
barbarian.
Barbarian.
That'll do.
We'll be all right.
We will brood our way through any problems.
This is great because I had planned for some combat tonight, and it ended up being all just story plot advancement. That's perfect. So that means I'm ahead for next week.
Yeah.
Well, we might trigger you to have to create more combat encounters.
It's possible.
In fact,
You
I
never
feel
know.
Okay,
challenged
so the
now.
party's split. All right, so the party's splitting. You guys are gonna. Who is going? It's Leaf and Gimdar.
Yep.
So y'all jump up at the table and you're like, "That son of a bitch."
And we're like, to
he
the
charmed
dentist.
me.
Through
We
the
will
dentist.
follow him to the dentist. And the directions, the Scram Sacks wrote them down on a parchment. In blood.
He
Right,
gave us
just like-
directions to a place, which mean hopefully he gave us directions somewhere that he wants to kill us so that we may confront him.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna dip into an alley and he's
so
gonna
you
be a
guys-
vampire there.
You guys leave the building and head to the place that the instructions say, and it turns out it actually is a blacksmith dentist.
Excellent. Does it have what kind? I enter straight through the front door.
You go in, and it is black iron blades, and the shopkeep there. His name
Ooh, he's an actual NPC.
is he is an actual NPC. His name is Garn the Hammer. He
Not
looks
Garn
up
the
from
toothpick.
his Garn the Hammer. No,
slash
not the
dentist.
toothpick. He is a blacksmith / dentist. He looks up from his forge and he says, "Hail and well met." Oh, it's you guys.
Yeah, it is us.
Ah, the adventurers from the south. Praise
How-
Moradin that you're here.
How did you know about us?
Oh, word spreads that fast. All we've got to do really is to.
Freeze.
The only thing that we really have around here to do these days is try to keep busy and stay warm.
A good friend has advised us to come check out your wares. Do you know
Aye.
of Alucard?
I've never heard of him.
Well, that's unfortunate. I want to do an insight check.
Okay, do an insight check.
If I can find my character sheet.
It's okay.
Insight. I'm not good at these. I don't know why I keep doing them. I'm excellent at these.
Oh wow. He coughs and a small orb comes out of his mouth and he hands it to you and he says, "Here you go." No, I'm just kidding.
Like,
Um,
the fuck?
a glowing blue orb of energy falls out of his mouth. No, he looks at you and he says, "I've never heard of anyone named. What did you say his name was?
Alucard.
Alakar.
Pale,
Never
dark
heard of him.
robes.
That sounds familiar. But I'm not sure. There's a fella that comes around here every once in a while. His name's Gumdar.
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 Oh,
But
does he look like me, except with a little U in him?
he looks like Voldemort. No. He says, "Why, yes, he does look like you. He's a dwarf. Golden teeth. Actually, I put most of those teeth in there."
Do I remember Voldemort having golden teeth?
No, and he wasn't a dwarf either.
I know he's not
So
lying.
no, it's not the
Well,
same
I'm-
guy.
I think he's not lying.
He's definitely not lying. He has no clue who you're talking
I'm
about.
gonna turn to leave. I don't think we're in the right place.
If that's even his name. Although I don't know if that occurs to you right offhand.
But
You might
Gumdar's
still
is not
wander
his
around
name.
for another couple of hours looking for our card, Alucard.
I think visiting the mayor might be helpful one way or another. We either find out if we are hunted or being helped by the mayor, who I'm still not convinced isn't part of the problem.
Speaker Duvessa Shane.
Yes, I would love to go have a little chit chat with the speaker.
Okay.
Whatever lead
What's
we
the
have.
rest of the party doing? Are you guys tailing Suffolk?
Yes.
Okay. So Hillen gave you the directions to just outside of town. You're at the North Look. The person that runs the trading company, her name is Toriga Icevein, and her company is named Torg. And she is set up, let's see.
Was Gimdar going
Let's
Super
get rid
Saiyan?
of King Gimdar. Let's get rid of Super Saiyan Gimdar.
He only has legs now.
It's okay.
Oh,
I can't
gosh.
complain because I did this every time.
You lost your legs.
I was Scott and Sean. You both know that I was always drawing all sorts of nonsense.
It's true.
I'm trying to keep it
Oh
alive.
boy, yeah, just trying to keep it going. So her party is set up right outside of the North Gate, which you're at the North Look, so it's not too far of a walk. It's just right outside the gates. And this is where y'all end up. So let's see. I got to get rid of Gimdar and Leaf.
Was that a character saying
It's
that,
just
or you?
Yeah, because y'all split the party, so you're off at the dwarf blacksmith, getting your grills put in. He doesn't know who the fuck you're talking about. He's like, I don't know. And yeah, so this is where the rest of the party ends up. It's over here.
Well,
When
hang
we,
on. I
Valkyrie-
say very quietly, is it just me or are both Alucard and the other gentleman in front of our eyes?
roll a perception check to see if you see Alucard.
Aren't they looking for someone else?
Let me click on my token real quick.
Yeah, they are.
No problem.
They get to see Alucard because he's on the map. Damn it!
You're in the wrong castle.
No.
The princess is in another castle, bro. You
Well, that was
don't see
terrible.
him.
Look at him
He,
just
uh,
staring over his pack of dogs.
Anybody else want to roll perception? You're all welcome to roll it.
Somebody see that
Could
motherfucker.
roll one
Nordak,
for Glenria,
can you
too.
see anything?
With your eagle eyes, Nordak.
Use your eagle eye.
Glenria doesn't see shit. She's got snow blindness. She's looking. She can't see anything.
Her
All she sees
eyebrows
is
are
white.
frosted over.
She can only see white. Nordak,
My prime.
you you catch a glimpse of movement up on the battlements, but you don't see who it is. You just see the rustle of robes, and
This is gonna be a "Where in the World is Carmen San Diego" kind of thing.
that's it. You have an idea that someone is watching, but you don't know who. Could be a guard for all you know.
I will relay that information to Gwynria and Balcom.
So there's a fucker up there watching us.
Aye, be watching them bridges. I do believe somebody be up there.
Okay, so you're aware.
But we can see the party in front of us fine, right?
Yes. This
Okay.
is there's a bunch of dogs laying around. They're all tired. There's some wares unloaded and strewn across the ground on mats, and there's a
Has
couple
anybody-
of townsfolk.
Has anyone noticed us?
They're not really concerned. This is basically a traveling merchant. They're set up just outside of the city walls. They are ferrying various goods between the different tin towns. So yeah, they kind of glance over and see, and they the female dwarf gestures you over. She says, "Hey, come on, take a look at our wares." She shouts over.
Oh, son of a bitch, there goes our cover. Well, just smile and walk towards her.
Aye.
Oh, yes, hello. Ah.
Hi.
Hello.
We've just come to look at your wares.
The as you approach from across the fire, you see Sefik, who leans over and says something to Torga. He leans over and says something to Torga, and she looks a little more alert at the party.
Okay.
The tough-looking gentleman standing around the fire and the elf down in the bottom corner all seem to be a little more alert. There's a couple of Bryn Shander citizens milling around. One's looking at fish, the other one's looking at some weapons.
I'm gonna sidle up to the one looking at fish and strike up a benign conversation about fish with him to try to look as interested as I am about this fish
Inconspicuous.
this guy's looking at.
Okay. So you're gonna go over here to this guy.
Yep, I just saw the fish. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I
I'm gonna
made this
go-
map. I made it.
Oh, that's pretty good. I'm gonna go up to the guy looking at all the weaponry and just kind of strike up a conversation about that.
Arrows. There's some arrows over on the tent right there.
Arrows, yes, arrows.
Yeah, fish and arrows. You know how it is.
Yeah.
A lot of arrow fishing around in the 10 towns.
How's that fish taste?
Knucklebone trout, the tastiest in all of Faerun.
I love some knuckle bone broth.
He says, I know a delicious recipe on how to cook knucklebone trout into a delicious soup. He like
That
starts
sounds delicious.
nudging you. He puts his arm around you. He says, "Come on, friend. Let me tell you all about this soup."
Let's hear
It's a
about
little
this.
Too friendly.
Look,
He says, first, you take the knucklebone trout and you put it in a giant pot and you fill it full of broth. He's licking his lips. There's spittle just falling all over his beard.
I'm right there with you.
You get the pot good and hot, and you boil it, and you put in some roots, some delicious roots. He's licking his lips again.
I can taste it already.
This guy's rabid about his knucklebone trout. So then you bring it to a boil, and you let it simmer for 5 hours over an open flame.
5 hours, you say?
5 hours.
And the fish will hold up that long? Or is it just the bones?
No, it dissolves. It turns into a thick paste.
Thick paste. Yummy. This is getting even better.
So he just keeps going on and on about the trout.
I love it when my soup is a paste.
Well, he says the trick is the open flame dissolves the binding aspects of the protein, and it turns it into just a thick soup.
Yummy. It sounds so delicious.
He says, "You're coming to my house now. We're
I
gonna
would
make this
be
soup."
honored. I would definitely be honored.
He says, "Well, come on." He walks over and he buys the biggest trout. He thinks you're really gonna go with him. Are you gonna go with him?
I appreciate
Put the party further.
I appreciate the offer today, but perhaps another night, maybe. Tonight I have prior arrangements. I apologize.
But the soup.
Sounds so good.
Fine, have it your way then.
The common man
I'm
is
gonna
never
eat
going to trust
every
him
drop.
unless you go with him, Balcom.
Thank you for your hospitality. I would love to, but I already had plans tonight.
He's insulted. He spits on the ground. He says, "To the 9 hells with you," and he walks off. His,
Have a good evening,
delicious
sir.
Knucklehead trout in tow. Take care, sir. You have a good one now.
Question: how much longer are we going to go since it's 10 o'clock?
At least another hour.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. Whenever you guys are done. If you're
I've
ready to go now, we can.
yeah, I've got something I got to go do.
I see. It's more important than Dungeons and
Dang
Dragons.
it, Chin.
Scott makes plans
I'm
late
just
into the
kidding.
night.
It's fine.
I do.
Yeah, starting at 10. No, that's cool. Yeah. We can just be done now with the trout guy.
It's my favorite NPC so
Same.
far.
I'm gonna put him back on the. I'm gonna put him on the follow-ups list.
To the 9 hells with
Trout.
you.
Dwarf.
He's
Come
gonna make
on,
a
man.
reappearance.
Like, invites me to his house like immediately, and then gets mad at me because I can't
He's
go.
gonna be our campaign's cabbage guy.
My cabbages.
That's
A
exactly
trout.
what I was thinking. The cabbage guy. He's gonna pop up at random points screaming about trout. Inopportune times. Middle of combat. But yeah, that's all I've got for now.
Awesome.
So
Right on.
you guys are at D since you were away. You guys went to Torgs, which is Taruga Ice Veins merchant company that has set up outside of town. They go back and forth in between the 10 towns ferrying goods because basically everybody's cut off because of the winter. So they're one of the few entities that can actually make the trip safely, or at least safely.
Comparatively.
And you arrive. Sefik is there by the fire. He looks over at Taruga and whispers something, and you guys approached.
Yeah, but we didn't have we were trying to stand away, and then the lady invited us over, and as soon as she did, Sethik saw us and whispered something. And so now I decided to strike up a random conversation with a guy about fish to try to just look like I happened to be there.
I have a reason to be there.
Yeah.
And he was super about that trout.
Yep.
Super about
That's where we're at.
All about the trout. All right.
Well, cool.
Well, cool.
I hope everybody had fun.
Oh, definitely.
Was
Absolutely.
it fun?
Good game,
It
boys.
was good to get back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. 2
Fun.
weeks off, right?
Mm-hmm.
But has it really
Yep.
been 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Feels longer.
Time is
Mhm.
meaningless.
Well, I
Yeah,
will see.
I probably
you
said
guys,
that like 3 or 4 times.
I'll see you guys next week.
Sounds good.
All right.
Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
All right. Catch you guys later.
Bye.